Today, we are going to talk about marketing lessons learned from Amazon.
So we don't want to end up breaking down basic stuff like this is how they do SEO or pay-per-click or anything like that. We want to talk about different things that Amazon does that most people don't think about. So the one thing I want to talk about is with marketing, no matter what channels you're using, if you're selling more products, more services, you can just end up generating more traffic, more sales, more revenue. Amazon started off with books. They eventually added way more things. Now they're even in grocery stores and cloud computing. In essence, the more product lines you have to offer, or service lines you have to offer, the more potential revenue and the more traffic you can get, because you can keep using all the existing channels you are going after, but you have a whole new group of people that you can target when you offer more services and products. It's a simple marketing approach.
One marketing lesson, which is actually a business lesson from them, is they're the most customer-centric company in the world. That's what I truly believe. And so for years and years, even I remember in the early 2000s where people were all poo-pooing on them and saying they weren't a real business and they're just a bookstore, not a technology company. I actually remember reading the newspaper and Jeff Bezos was like, we're a tech company. And I actually believed him at the time. And so what they've continually done, because they're so customer centric, that's one thing, like have a mission so everyone can follow it, is they constantly reinvest back into the business, right? So they'll take shots on things. Some things might not work out, like the Fire phone, that didn't work out, but AWS worked out and they actually made that expense and converted it into a profit center, right? Also, when they reinvest back into the business, look at them now, Amazon Prime. So Amazon Prime, not only that, Prime Video, they've done, I think it was a multi-billion-dollar deal with the NFL. And so you see the NFL games only on Prime on Thursdays. They're continuing to gobble up more and more attention, more mind share. And so love them or hate them, they've continually done a really good job for people. Amazon has changed my life, and it's I'm sure it's changed your life too, Neil. So that is really what it is. And by the way, also look at what they're doing, like Rings of Power. And then also, God, what other series do they have, Neil? Do you remember?
I don't.
Okay. Anyway, you go.
All right. So another interesting strategy is this: most marketers optimize for ROI with their ad spend. So, hey, spend $1, I need to make $2. The Amazons of the world, and this is a little bit what Eric talked about, but the Amazons of the world, it's not just reinvesting everything. They'll lose money in the beginning to acquire a customer. Why? Because they optimize for LTV. Think about it from this a marketing standpoint. If you know you can keep getting a customer to keep coming back if you have a good product or service, and your customer is worth $1,000 over their lifetime, even though their first purchase is only $100, who cares if you lose money at the beginning? Optimize for your LTV. And that's a huge mind shift that most marketers aren't willing to make, because they're like, I spent $1, I need to at least make money right away. Worst case, break even. No, if you're willing to lose money a little bit and optimize for the LTV, you can make way more money.
Yep. Two final things from my side is imitate to win. And so it's a little not really above water, but they have so much data that over time they were actually copying. Like if you had like a nice luggage bag, they would just copy it. Like if it was a high performer, they would copy it and make like the Amazon basics or whatever, and they would do really well. I'm saying do that in an ethical way. So don't use your own data to kind of get ahead. But if you can ethically imitate or ethically copy, then you're able to learn a lot, right? Because a lot of marketing is when you're doing a swipe file, you're really just drawing inspiration. So you're taking creatives that you like and you're saving them, and then you're using that inspiration to help drive your future creatives. And then final thing is, if you have an audience, eventually everything becomes an ad company. And so I believe Amazon, I think Apple's ads are like $4 billion a year. Do you remember what Amazon's annual revenue is for ads, Neil?
I have no idea, but it's massive.
It's,
Amazon is the third biggest player after Facebook.
I don't know about that. I think you're right though, but they're growing
At
fast,
least the
right?
last time I looked up or read an article, maybe that's just United States, but Amazon was number 3.
So everything becomes an ad company, right? If you do have the volume, like I was looking at my Uber app the other day and there's an AT&T ad. Like I'm trying to order a car and there's an AT&T ad, right? DoorDash has ads as well. So if you do have the volume and people are going to this kind of first party world now, then you're going to have an advantage and you can do more with it.
And the last lesson from my end is transparency really helps with marketing. Amazon was made fun of really early on and people thought they were crazy for the ratings and reviews. Think about how powerful that is in marketing. People want transparency with their marketing, and give it to them. If you did something wrong, admit it, tell people how you're going to improve and improve upon it, and, follow through with your word. if you end up being more transparent with your audience, you'll build a much bigger audience, and it actually wins you brownie points, helps build trust, and improves conversion rates in the long run.
All right, last one I'll actually add. So when they first started, they actually did the one-click checkout patent. And so that was actually really good for them. That patent's actually expired, so that's not unique to them anymore. But that was really like to own that for, I think it was, I don't know, maybe 2 decades or so, was kind of nuts, something like that. Anyway, please don't forget to rate, review, subscribe to our pod. It helps us grow, and we'll catch you later.